Welcome to Golden for Sustainability. It's a pleasure to present what has the potential to be one of the most important initiatives ever in the development of sustainable business. I'm Steve Waddell, Engagement Lead for Golden, and over the next 12 minutes, I'll give you a perspective on Golden for businesses. Let's start with the latest and most authoritative analysis that confirms companies that are responsive to sustainability concerns significantly financially outperform less responsive ones. A 2011 Harvard study of 180 companies comparing high sustainability and low sustainability companies in the same industry revealed that over 17 years, high sustainability companies' stock outperformed low ones by 47%. In terms of return on assets, the high sustainability companies outperformed the low ones by 61%. But even the high-performing companies are almost certainly not adopting all the lessons of their peers, and they are challenged to keep advancing. Doing this is certainly both in companies' interests and is a broader social and environmental imperative. Golden is founded to advance these interests by creating sustainable strategies towards the enterprise for the future. Of course, this raises a fundamental question about what a sustainable enterprise is. In fact, today there are probably no sustainable enterprises of any scale, and this means that the definition is still evolving. However, we know that there are several core qualities it must possess. For example, the enterprise must create value. The core distinctive value of corporations is their wealth generation capacity. Also, something must be done to address the long-term impact of corporate activity, which is currently overshadowed by its short-term imperatives. As well, the evolving enterprise model is associated with very different stakeholder relationships. And structures supporting empowerment will also be part of sustainable enterprise. Moreover, the sustainable growth issue must be tackled, and the sustainable enterprise will have a neutral or positive impact on the natural environment. These pressures express themselves in a variety of ways. Consider, for example, mining and oil companies that are seeing threats of nationalization. Pharmaceutical companies whose profits come from high-end consumers but are being pressured to supply low-income populations. Big agriculture and the seemingly intractable debate over genetic modified organisms. Food companies who are being castigated for causing obesity. The finance industry that is challenged by combining government support and high executive compensation. Energy and auto companies that are on the forefront of climate change contributions. The consumer product businesses working with complex supply chains and consequently distribution of benefits. All of these are examples of the core sustainability pressures of increasing resource constraints and stakeholder expectations. But these pressures also give rise to innovation, reducing costs by working with stakeholders in new ways, and collaborative development of new sustainability-sensitive markets. Addressing this scale of strategic challenges is far beyond the capacity of simple stakeholder communications initiatives and sharing of best practices. It requires a longer-term innovation strategy for the very model of the enterprise, and that raises two core questions at the heart of Golden. The first question is, what is a sustainable enterprise? What are corporations changing into? As I said earlier, the definition is still evolving. However, we have lots of anecdotal and programmatic examples of change, ranging from new products to new stakeholder-engaged production processes. But where is this all taking us? This raises fundamental questions about numerous issues. Today, we can roughly sketch the shift that's underway. such as moving from a transactional to relational culture, and from a boxing match competitive strategy to a learning race. But these generalities need much sharper definition conceptually and operationally. The second question is about how today's corporations become sustainable enterprises. What are the pathways? To date, action has focused largely on becoming proactive in protecting reputation and other risks, and operational efficiencies with cost and materials reductions. Leading firms are now focusing more on innovation in products and services, and we see in the future coming emphasis will be on innovation in the very way enterprises build and configure their social, financial, intellectual, and cultural capital. This is the heart of Golden's mission, to support speedy emergence of sustainable enterprises as the dominant business form. Golden sees the current sustainability efforts, such as ones measuring triple bottom line impact, developing initiatives in the CSR tradition, and founding new social enterprises, as important and complementary to Golden's particular focus on strategy and new knowledge development associated with corporations' innovation and change strategies. The core challenge Golden is addressing is how today's corporations can transform themselves into sustainable ones. Golden is realizing this mission as a network of academic research centers, corporations, and other stakeholders. Microsoft and Telecom Italia have provided financial startup support. By March 2012, Golden was working with them and other companies to develop pilot projects to refine Golden's work. The core academic group that also contributes financially comprises the University of Bocconi in Milan, the University of Vienna of Economics and Business, and the University of Minnesota in the United States. We are developing a network of prestigious partner academic institutions around the world, including China, South Africa, Brazil, India, Australia, Russia, and elsewhere. Other stakeholders are also providing support, and we are developing relationships with governments, such as the European Union. We anticipate integrating Golden's knowledge into public policy and greatly reduce the length of time to develop policy that reflects the latest knowledge about sustainable business. Together, with many others, we'll meet the sustainable business challenge globally. Through this network, Golden is undertaking 3 activities to realize its mission. The core Golden activity is innovation experiments, or labs, where Golden research centers and corporate participants undertake a 3-step process. First, there is an assessment of the current state of sustainability strategies and change capacity. Building on those assessments, they then identify innovations that advance their strategies and capacities and try them out. The third step is to assess the impact of innovation. This may be repeated with another innovation. For corporate participants, the first step produces valuable assessments with tailored reports. The second step produces innovative designs and implementation processes. The third step produces guidance for future direction. Altogether, they deepen understanding of future options and capacity to realize them. There are 3 types of labs, each addressing a distinct change and capacity development forum with its own unique challenges. For individual executives, there are labs to address issues of habits, mindsets, and culture. For the firm as a whole, the labs address questions of strategy, structures, and processes. And given a firm's opportunities for change are highly influenced by a broader set of diverse stakeholders, there are labs for industries and their ecosystems of regulators, suppliers, customers, and other stakeholders. In each of these, future possibilities are identified and actively developed. The second activity of Golden's involves simulations, drawing on data developed in the labs. These are computer models that help understand the systemic impact of strategic choices and policies. They provide guidance in setting policies and priorities. This all comes together in the third Golden activity, development of the Global Observatory on the Evolution of Sustainable Enterprise, or the Observatory for short. It is developing into a global database on current practice and strategic options. It provides for development of confidential benchmark reports, reports on particular issues of interest to corporate practitioners, and, with permission, case studies of corporations and their innovations. Together, these three activities form a powerful interdependent set, with the labs for experimentation, simulations to test the strategic options, and the observatory to provide tailored reports. Each supports the other to produce an unparalleled approach to creating sustainable strategies towards the enterprise of the future. This is the development vision of Golden. Over the first 3 quarters of 2012, pilots with the Enterprise Labs are being developed and plans laid for the Ecosystem Labs. In 2013, the network will develop its full range of activities. By joining Golden, corporations receive significant direct short-term benefits. The first step, assessment of their capacity to fully understand sustainability issues and effectiveness of their change initiatives in response to them, produces confidential, tailored reports reflecting a company's particular situation and priorities. As well, through the report, a change initiative will be identified and implemented with an impact assessment. When assessments for enough companies are complete, benchmarking will be possible. As well, firms' experience can be shared through case studies. In Step 2, a corporation may choose to participate in other labs, simulations, or activities. On top of these direct, short-term benefits, companies gain the longer-term benefit of a platform to transform themselves into sustainable enterprises. So we invite you to consider joining Golden's growing network of participants. We believe that it presents a unique platform to give the needed scale, focus, and speed for companies navigating their path to sustainable future. Join us to realize this difference for you, your company, our world, and our future. We welcome your inquiries and your participation.